The same as usual, if you're starting lying down on the mat, finding a comfortable position, using a little cushion or pillow below the head, keeping the knees bent or the legs straight. As far as there is no pain in the hips or pain in the back. If you're seated, trying to find a nice upright position, trying to lift yourself up as high as you can to release the compression of the belly and allow for a better breath. So allowing the shoulders to drop, the head to lift on top of the shoulders, the arms are to relax. If you're lying down, turning the palms to face up to the ceiling, encouraging the shoulders to roll out to the front of the chest to open up. And then focusing on the breath. See if you can notice where you're breathing from. So I don't want to breathe up here into the chest and into the neck. I want the breath to come down towards the belly, into the bottom of the rib cage. So a nice relaxed belly breath. So see if I can guide the breath, softening the front of the chest, softening the throat, the neck, the shoulders, the top of the body, allowing the belly to expand with the inhalation and then to relax with the exhalation. So trying to calm the breath and calm the body down. As I feel the breath is a little bit calmer, is a little bit more relaxed, then I'm just going to start running a quick scan over the body. So if I'm seated, maybe just trying to compare the pressure under your right and your left seat bone. Is it the same? Am I slightly leaning to one side? If I'm laying down, compare the position of your arms, of your legs, the position of the head. Is it in the middle? Is it slightly off to one side? I'm not changing anything, just noticing where everything is and how I feel to begin the session. As I feel the body's a little bit more settled, I feel a little bit more relaxed, then I'm going to start moving the shoulder. One arm at a time, I'm going to start bringing the right arm up to the front, and then I'm going to take it as far up, as far back as I can. Then I'm just going to ease the arm back down, and then with the left, I'm going to do the same. So little lift, a big lift. It doesn't matter. What I want to make sure is that there is no pain in the shoulder and there is no tension into the upper body and into the neck. So see if I can keep loose, see if I can keep relaxed. And then as I'm moving one arm at a time, comparing the right and the left side, one arm is always easier to move than the other. One shoulder is always a bit stiffer. So focus on the stiffer side. See if you can try and encourage a better, smoother movement each time. And then as I feel the movement starts getting a little bit easier, a little bit looser when I'm sitting or lying down, then I'm just going to start moving the head. As the right arm comes up, I'm going to turn and look away. Then I'm going to come back. As the left arm goes up, I'm going to turn and look away. Then come back and then turn and look away. So gently rotating the head from side to side, creating a little bit of movement into the neck too. So from one over to the other. And then just noticing how far can I turn the head when I turn to the left? How far can I turn the head when I turn to the right? Still aware of the tension into the neck, making sure that I'm not forcing, so I'm not creating tension into the neck and into the upper body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, or releasing the shoulders, giving the head a gentle roll, making sure that there is no tension or stiffness into the neck. And then I'm going to change the direction of the movement. Instead of going for a front raise, I'm going to come up with a lateral raise. So I'm going to scoop the right arm out to the side and then bring it towards the head, then coming back down And then scooping that left arm round the side towards the head, and then I'm going to take it back down. So from one to the other side, the same as I did for that front raise. It doesn't matter if the movement is small, it doesn't matter if the movement is big, just making sure that it's not hurting the shoulder and creating tension into the neck. And then same as I did for the front raise, I'm going to start moving the head. This time, instead of looking away, I'm going to try and turn and look at the arm. So as the right arm comes up, I'm going to turn to the right. And then down. As the left arm comes up, I'm going to turn to the left. And come back to the middle. So again, nice and gentle rotation. Allowing the arm to move slightly forward to the body line. So if I'm laying down, I can keep the arm really close to the floor. The shoulder allows me to do so. Or I might have to raise the arm slightly away from the floor if I feel that the shoulder feels a bit stiff, a bit sore, a bit too scrunchy as the arm is moving. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back, relaxing the shoulders, resetting the head back to the middle. And then I'm going to try to combine the two directions together. So instead of just moving one way and back, this time I'm going to try and circle around. So I'm going to raise both arms up to the front. I'm going to take them round the side into a big circle, bring them back to the middle, and then I'm going to go round again. So up to the front, round the side, and then back to the middle again. So with your fingertips, imagine to be drawing big circles, either on the ceiling in front of you, if you're lying down, or on the wall in front of you, if you're sitting up. And then as you're especially as you're changing that direction of the movement, so from the front, I'm going to go to the side and then back to the front, play with the position of the hand so that the shoulder doesn't start scrunching, doesn't start grinding into the joint. So it feels smooth, it feels relaxed. We're going to reverse the movement. We're going to go around the other way. So I'm going to go around the side, come in and back down. Round the side, come in and then back down. 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders. There's a little bit more movement into the shoulder joint. We're going to try and work a similar pattern, but for the hip joint. We'll be doing one leg at a time as usual, so that I can use my support if I need a little guidance for the leg. So if I need a little support for the leg, I'm going to put the band around the back of the right leg, or I can always use my hand, especially if I'm sitting. We're going to start with a little abduction. So I'm going to take the leg out. So I'm going to get the right leg to open out to the right, and then I'm going to bring it back to the center. I'm going to let it go out to the right, and then bring it back to the center. So guiding with the hand, I feel that the leg doesn't want to go out. I'm just going to push it gently. I feel that the leg doesn't want to come back. I'm going to push it gently with the hand. Again, little movement or big movement is not important. See if you can picture the head of the femur, so the top of the leg moving into the hip socket. So see if I can try and free some of the stiffness and some of the tension from the hip joint. A nice easy movement, getting the hip joint moving without any pinching, without any pain. If you're lying down because of the weight of the leg opening to the side, see if you can work on keeping the hips or keeping the pelvis stable in the middle. So making sure that the hips are not rolling to the right, the hips are staying in the center. So stabilizers are working to maintain the hips still while the right leg is moving. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back, relaxing the hip or releasing the leg. I'm going to grab hold of the pillow or the ball, and then I'm going to put it between the knees. And then this time I'm going to focus a little bit more onto the inside of the leg. So staying with the right leg, think of your right leg pushing into the ball as hard as it can, and then relaxing. So I'm going to press into the ball as hard as I can, and relax. So the left leg is just holding, so it's just stabilizing. And the right leg is pressing. So same as I did working in reverse opening, I might need a little guidance, so I might use the hand to push in. See if I can find the connection, see if I can feel the inner thigh tensing as I'm trying to squeeze the ball. 3. 2. And then last one, I'm going to press and hold the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Try again. Squeeze and hold the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. One more time. Squeeze and hold the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Relaxing the leg from the inner thigh. I'm going to bring the effort to the side of the leg. So I'm going to switch, and then I'm going to use the band. If you're lying down, I want you to roll over onto your left side, so the right leg is on top. If you're seated, you'll be using the band. So I'm just going to wrap the band around the legs. If you've got a belt, so if the band is not elastic, keep it a little bit looser so that you've got a little bit of a play. So I can still work the tension. And then working in reverse to what we did with the ball, I'm going to hold my left still, and then I'm going to push out with the right. If you're lying down, the knees are bent, we're going to set up into climb. So I don't need the band, as I've got the weight of the leg to lift. I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to keep the feet together. And then I'm going to start opening and closing that right leg. Same as you did when you were down on your back. See if you can keep the pelvis still and just picture the leg moving into the hip socket. So think of your thigh bone turning and opening out. And then I'm going to control it back. And then it could be a very little lift. It could be a slightly bigger lift. It doesn't matter. But see if I can find a connection into the side of the hip, into the side of the leg. So see if I can make those muscles work. Three more. So just trying to really get the right leg going. 2, with a little bit of guidance from the arm if I need to. Last one. And then we're going to hold it out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ease the tension. Try one more time. Open out. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. Relaxing the hip, giving the side of the hip, the side of the leg a little tap. And then if you're on your side, I want you to roll over onto your back again. We're going to move on to that left leg. We're going to repeat the same pattern on the left side. So I'm just going to start off with a little side opening with a little knee drop. So I'm going to keep the right leg still, and then I'm just going to start opening that left leg out to the left and then bringing it back to the center. So see if I can start getting the movement into the hip joint. So nice and smooth, nothing is pinching, nothing is grinding, nothing is catching. Using the hand to help me guide the leg. If I feel that the leg is a bit temperamental today, or if I feel that the hip is just a bit stiff, so it doesn't really move very well. And then if you're on your back, the same as you did on the other side. See if you can hold the pelvis still and just move the leg. So imagine a little tennis ball balancing in the center of the belly. I don't want the tennis ball to roll to the left. I want to keep it in the center. I want to keep it in the middle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg, and then we're going to bring the focus onto the inner thigh. So I'm going to put the pillow or the ball between the knees, and then with that left leg, I'm going to press into the ball. I'm going to ease the pressure, and then I'm going to press in again. So focusing all the attention into that left inner thigh. See if I can feel that tension. See if I can get those muscles going to help me squeeze the ball and then gradually release it. So again, guiding with a hand, with a little pressure, if I need to, or just letting the arms relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the next one, I'm going to press and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease the pressure. Try one more time. Press and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Relaxing the leg, releasing the inner thigh, and then we're going to change the effort from the inside to the side of the leg. So if you're on your back, I want you to roll over onto your right side this time, so the left leg is on top. If you're seated, I'm going to tie the band around the legs again. A little bit looser if it's a solid strap, so that I can still move the leg inside of the band. And then I'm going to focus on that left side. I'm going to start pushing out with that left leg. And then I'm going to come back. So little pressure outwards. And then coming back in. And then if you're working on your clamp, same as you did on the right side, Making sure that the knees are bent, the feet are staying together, the hips are still. Again, I want to be able to feel my thigh bone moving into the hip joint, into the hip socket. 5. Trying to control it up, control it down. 4. 3. 2. And then last one, we're going to hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back. Giving the hip a little tap, relaxing the side of the hip, relaxing the side of the leg. I've got a little bit more connection. There's a little bit more movement into the hip. I'm going to try and work in hip extension this time. So rolling over onto your back if you're down on the mat. We're going to go into bridge. So I'm going to push down through the soles of the feet and then driving with the back of the legs, with the back of the bum, I'm going to extend my hips. So I'm trying to open up the front of the hip. And then I'm just going to ease back down again. So little lift or big lift, making sure that it's the glutes, it's the hips that are driving that lift. So I'm not trying to drive with my back. I'm not driving with my lower back. If I'm seated, I'm going to try and do my little sit to stand. So I'm just going to bring the feet a little bit closer to my chair. I'm going to lean forward and then pushing down through the soles of the feet, squeezing with the back of the bum, see if I can just make myself lighter. And then I'm just going to ease my way back onto the chair again. So I'm going to try and come up. And then I'm just going to ease my way back down. So think of a nice gentle push coming from behind that is allowing me to lift and then drop back. Using the arms onto the side of the chair, onto the arms of the chair for a little support if I need to. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back, giving the legs a little shake, relaxing the legs, releasing the hips. I've got a little bit more range through the hip joint, the same as I did for the shoulder. I'm going to try and see if I can put them all together. So I'm going to go into circles. So again, if I need a little support, I might use my strap. If I'm seated, I can easily reach the leg and hold the leg directly. I'm going to place the strap around the right leg. And then I'm just going to start a drawing circle with my knee in front of me. So I'm going to try and pull the leg across, bring it up, take it to the side, down and round again. So it could be a very small circle. It could be a very big circle. It's whatever it is, just making sure that it's not causing pain in the hip. If you're laying down, lifting the right leg so that is up above the hips. And then again, I can support it there with the band or with the hands. Or if I feel that I don't actually need that support, I might just let go of the leg. And then again, feeling the leg moving into the hip socket. Imagine your pelvis to be like a bowl and then the thigh to be like a spoon that you're turning into the bowl, maintaining the bowl nice and still. 3, 2, 1. Reversing the circle, going the other way. 10, 9, 8, making sure that the neck and the shoulders are still relaxed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, relaxing the leg. We're going to try the same thing with the left side. So I'm going to switch my support on the left if I feel that I need the band. And then I'm going to start going around with this leg. So same as I did on the right, I might start with a small movement and then progressively, if the leg allows me to, I might go into a bigger one. Again, making sure that there is no grinding, there is no pinching, there is no pain as the leg is going around. And then always aware of what's happening at the top of the body. As very often we tend to compensate and use the shoulders and the neck, even though we're trying to move the leg. So see if I can try and relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax the neck. See if I can get just the leg to move. 3, 2, 1. Reversing the circle, going the other way. If you're lying down, keep picturing that tennis ball balancing in the center of the belly. Can I keep the tennis ball there? Can I make sure that it doesn't start rolling off to the side? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, relaxing the leg, relaxing the hip, relaxing through the belly. A small movement into the hip joints too. I'm going to see if I can start coordinating the arm and the leg together. So imagine to be puppeting your legs. So think of your right hand connected to your right leg and your left hand connected to your left leg. I'm going to start raising the right arm up to the front. And then what I want is to pull the right leg with me. Then I'm just going to ease back. I'm going to lift my left arm up to the front, and then I'm going to pull that left leg with me. And then easing back. So right, left. Whether I'm sitting or lying down, think of a small lift, think of a big lift. Is whatever that side of the body will allow me to. So I might be able to get the foot off the ground. I might find that it's impossible to lift it. It doesn't matter, I'm trying. So same as I did before, see if I can think of a gentle tension into the front of the hip. That is allowing the leg to go up, and then pulling it with the imaginary string that attaches your hand to the leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, relaxing the hips, so releasing the legs, giving the arms a little bit of a rest. I'm going to try again, but this time I'm going to change the combination. So instead of right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg. I'm going to go right to left and left to right. So imagine you have switched the strings. So with my right hand, I'm connected to my left leg, with my left hand connected to my right. So I'm going to start bringing the right arm up. And at the same time, I'm going to pull the left leg. Coming back, lifting the left, and then pulling the right leg, and then coming back. So opposite sides moving together, and just notice the difference. So sometimes one combination works better than the other. So when I was lifting same side, it might have felt impossible. Now that I'm crossing over, it seems to be a little bit easier, or vice versa. When I was lifting the same side, it felt easier. Now it feels a lot harder. So I'm just doing what I can without forcing, without stiffening, without tensing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing, relaxing the hips, releasing the legs, relaxing the arms. So hip and shoulder joint a little bit warmer. We're going to try and focus on the back a little bit more. If you're laying down, I want you to roll over onto your side again. It doesn't matter which side, you'll just be repeating on that side anyway. We're going to go into a little opening and closing doors for the upper body. But if you can, I want you to try and keep your hands behind the neck. So whether I'm lying down on my side or sitting up, I'm just going to reach one hand behind the neck. It doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to repeat that way, and then I'll change to the other side. And then imagine to be pulling up onto the neck. So I'm just going to try and pull up onto the skin as if I was trying to stretch my neck longer. I'm going to keep that gentle tension. I'm going to take a deep breath in the middle. I'm going to rotate to the side. So I'm going to open and turn. And then I'm going to breathe out and come back. So breathe in the middle. I'm going to turn to the side. And then out and come back. So breathing in through the middle. Turn to the side. Out and come back. 2 more times in the middle. Turn. Out and come back. Last time, still stretching the neck long in the middle. Turn. Out and coming back. Releasing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. And then I'm going to try the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to roll over onto the other side if I'm lying down. Make it comfortable for the neck, making sure that you've got something under the head. If you feel that the neck is pulling a bit too much, move the arm that is on the floor out of the way. With the other hand, I'm going to find the neck. I'm going to pull it long, stretching the skin up towards the head, taking a deep breath in, turning and opening the other way. Breathing out and coming back. In. Turn and open. Out and coming back. 3 more times. Breathing in the middle. Turn and open. Out and come back. 2 more. Turn and open. Out and come back. 1 more time. In the middle. Turn and open. Out and come back. Releasing the arms, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll. If you're rolling onto if you're on your side, I want you to roll over onto your back, giving the head a gentle roll, making sure that the neck doesn't feel stiff. The shoulders then feel as if they've been squashed or compressed. And then as I feel a little bit looser, then I'm going to turn from rotation into a little bit of flexion. I'm going to place the ball or the cushion. I don't even need the cushion. I can just put my hands there. It's just like, it's nice to have a little bit of a focus onto the breastbone. So right into the middle of the chest. And then I'm just going to apply a little pressure with the hands. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And then as I breathe out, I'm going to try and curl into the ball. So imagine your upper back to get the same shape as the ball. So I'm going to try and round myself into it. And then I'm just going to release. So I'm going to round myself into it and release. I should be able to feel a nice stretch that started from sometimes all the way down the middle of the back and then comes up the back of the rib cage and towards the neck. If you're lying down, you might want to put one hand at the front, and then with the other hand, you might want to support the head so you're not straining the neck as you come up into that curl and then easing back down. So if you're down on your back, there's a little bit more tension into the belly to allow me to curl into the ball and then release back down. I might want to swap my arms every so often so that I'm getting the same load both for right and left. 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the neck, relaxing the back. From flexion, I'm going to go into extension, so exactly the opposite. If you want, you can use the band behind you. So I'm just going to put the strap or the band behind the hips. And then I'm just going to hold it with the hands so that the hands are nice and close to the side of the hips and the side of the bone. I'm going to reach the arms long down the mat and then pushing them into the floor. I'm going to try and lift the back of the rib cage off the mat. As if somebody grabbed hold of my rib cage and was trying to pull me up towards the ceiling. And then I'm just going to ease everything back. So a nice reach through the arms, a nice lift through the top of the chest, and then I'm just going to ease my way back down. If I'm seated, exactly the same thing. So I might use the band behind, or I might just hold on to the side of my chair. I'm going to reach the arms back and then pushing the chest forward. I'm going to try and extend up to the ceiling. And then I'm just going to ease my way back. So think of a nice opening across the front of the chest. So as I'm extending, I can feel the shoulders drawing back at the front of the chest, opening up. And then I'm just going to let everything relax the back. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back and giving the shoulders a little bit of a rest, a little bit more space at the front, a little bit more movement into the upper back. And then we're just going to finish off with a little bit of a lateral flexion. So if I'm seated, I'm just going to reach my fingertips to the side of the head, side of the ear. And then I'm just going to start flexing to the side. Imagine with one hand, I'm going to try and reach to the floor. With the other arm, with the elbow, I'm trying to reach towards the ceiling. So I'm going to try and pull in opposite direction. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to switch the other way. And then I'm going to try and reach to the other side. So think of a nice stretch coming down the back of the shoulder into the side of the rib cage, into the side of the waist. If I need a little support, I might just put one hand on the chair, and then with the other arm, I'm just going to try and create that stretch, create the lift. If you're lying down, placing one hand to the back of the head, I'm going to lift the head off the ground. With the other hand, I'm going to let go of the head and I'm reaching down the side as if I was trying to touch, I don't know, the side of my foot. Then I'm going to ease back to center. I'm going to switch the hand support, and then I'm going to try and reach the other way. So think of the side of the belly tense, center pull you down on one side, or the other side of the body is lengthening and opening up to allow that movement. Coming back, and then to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the belly, relaxing the shoulders, releasing through the back. Then if you're lying down, I want you to slowly roll over onto one side and then push yourself up into sitting. Find a comfortable seated position, so choosing where it's better to have the legs, if cross, if out, if together, if kneeling. See if I can find a good position that allows me to sit nice and upright. So again, creating space at the front of the belly. And then see if I can increase even more that space. So I'm going to place the hands to the side or hold on to the legs, whichever it's easier. I'm going to start coming forward with the chest, and then I'm going to try and lift. So think of stretching up the front of the belly. I'm going to draw the shoulders back. I'm going to look forward. I'm going to look up. I'm going to look back. And then I'm going to release and then come forward, letting the chin drop down to the chest, letting the shoulders come forward. I'm going to roll it down as far as I feel comfortable. And then I'm going to curl back up again. Extending up, creating space at the front of the belly, along the front of the chest, along the front of the throat, looking up, looking back, and then releasing, coming forward, dropping the chin, rounding the upper back, rounding the lower back, pulling forward towards the legs. And then last time, as much space at the front as I can create. Looking forward, looking up, looking back. And then releasing back to the front. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow. Give yourself a compliment.